realize people have broken in and they want to get access to your property, they then essentially trespass it.
Yeah.
You then approach the police service to come and remove the people and arrest them. So that is time of the essence. If you don't do that, and the police haven't acted, and the people have occupied the actual... We refer to it locally as the PI Act. In that act, you first need to approach court to get an actual order saying you may give notice to these unlawful occupiers that you want to apply to evict them from your property. This is not out of the hands of the police. This is now strictly a court process.
Hold on, Dominic. I want to make sure I'm staying with you. When does it change from a trespass offence to one where they're occupiers? Where's that line, if you will?
Essentially, when a family has been installed, they've moved in furniture, they're living there, their clothes are in there, they've moved into a property. If it is land that's involved, once they've erected a structure, essentially, once they've built a dwelling, now they're deemed to be occupying, and that's when the South African Police Service will say, we are no longer involved, you must use the civil court process.
That can happen in a matter of hours.
It can. It's not always that quick. This is why I'm saying the property owner has to be so vigilant. And in your larger apartment blocks where building hijacking is becoming more prevalent, you have to install permanent security to prevent the trespass taking place in the first place.
It's extraordinary. One of the things you pointed out about an apartment building is where the syndicate took over a number of units, and even when they were taken to court, they appealed, having lost all the way to the Supreme Court of Appeal.
Yes, so they're abusing the court process. They know they're going to lose. They know they don't have merits, but they know they have the right to appeal, to take something on review. And it's actually worth their while, even though they are incurring legal costs, because they're enjoying that lease income from the building without any expenses.
And you say the police are not only hamstrung because in many instances they're colluding with these guys, but also because of their own internal directives.
So again, let's keep in mind time is of the essence here. You need to stop someone trespassing their property before they take occupation. That is a function of the South African Police Service. You need to be able to contact them and say, please come and help. Someone is trespassing illegally on my property. You need to come and arrest them and or remove them. Or at least come and investigate. But with the South African Police Directive, they are very wary to arrest anyone for trespass because they view that as a minor offence. And they were very quick to say that these people are actually occupying now, so therefore the PI Act comes into play. Quite often we obtain court orders directing the police to remove persons prior to occupation being take place, and the police service simply said, sorry, we do not have sufficient personnel, we don't have the capacity. We've also been involved in one situation where the station commander was quite clear to us, saying, sorry, the majority of my members reside in that area where this hijacking is going to take place, and they simply terrified of victimization if they go and prevent this continuing.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, it's a harsh reality.
Dominic, can private security companies help here?
You need a court directive. You need the order. So a private security company installed on your property can prevent people getting access, but once they're on, they may not on their own remove them. It's deemed to be a form of vigilantism. You need a court order authorizing the sheriff of the High Court to then appoint the security company to then carry out these functions. This is why I mentioned it's an onerous process once occupation takes place. You need to follow a court process. You can't take the law into your own hands. And the timing involved to remove an unlawful occupier can be up to 15 months quite easily. So you're sitting 15 months without possession of your property and you don't know what's going on. It's not being maintained and you're paying rates and taxes the whole time.
And it's going to cost you money in terms of lawyers. And I'd imagine the average lawyer that most of us would approach would not be a specialist in this area.
That's another problem. We've also seen this in various applications being dismissed. A lawyer doesn't understand the intricacies. So, for instance, a lawyer not involved in this on a daily basis wouldn't understand the internal SAPS directives and the, how should I say, the perhaps incapacity or sometimes unwillingness to assist. Also, one thing we've realized is, in particular with organized property hijacking syndicates, they are very well informed. They have informants within the South African Police Service. They have informants within the Judiciary Administration arm as well. They keep a very beady eye on the court rolls to see, is someone going to court now to try and remove me sneakily? And then they appear on a day and oppose it to delay proceedings. We also realized once in the past, when SAPS perhaps the store had more capacity, we would, for instance, ensure that they receive notice of what we intend doing and that the sheriff will be taking action.
Yeah.
So that the SAPS members can be on standby to assist. So even if no notice is given to anyone else, we find that these organized hijacking syndicates get notice immediately once SAPS is aware. So somewhere inside a SAPS station, there is an informant who is colluding with these hijacking syndicates.
Goodness me. So we obviously need to change. We need to make changes around the prevention of illegal eviction from an unlawful occupation of land act, this PI Act you're talking about.
So keep in mind, this PI Act was promulgated in 1998. And the intentions behind it are very good, but it's not kept up with crime syndicates who understand how to abuse it and how to use it to their benefit.
It's extraordinary. Dominic Steyn, that's all the time we have for, but I thought it's such an interesting and worthy issue to let our listeners know about. Vigilance, vigilance, vigilance. Yet another headache we have to contend with.
EWN Business.
I'm struggling to get over that, Matteo. I really am. All right, talking of property, a small win for property owners in a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, the Gauteng High Court will now allow documents from the National Credit Regulator to be used as evidence in court to try prove that local banks unfairly repossessed homes and sold them for next to nothing, leaving consumers to pay for the shortfall. The case stems from the 2017 60 billion rand class action filing brought forward by the Lungelo Didukelo Human Rights Foundation against the country's major banks. The rights group based its case on a sample of about 12,000 repossessed properties and found that these were sold for 50 to 60% of their proper value, mainly through sheriff's auctions. Former National Credit Regulator statistician turned whistleblower Garth Zitzman has dropped bombshells in the case, revealing that in documents he saw while working at the credit regulator, a 1.3 million rand property was sold for 1,000 rand by FNB. He says Standard Bank and Nedbank also had several properties selling at auction for 1,000 rand, and the market value was between 200,000 and 440,000 rand.
It's not the hijackers, it's going to be the banks. My goodness. All right, talking of banks, Time Bank introducing new leadership.
Yeah, the digital financial services firm Time Bank has named 3 new additions to its senior executive team. The new appointments will work with the new CEO, Kun Yonker, who took over the reins from former CEO Tariq Kiran at the start of July. The bank has named a new chief financial officer, chief marketing officer, and chief technology officer to boost its operations. Former CEO Tariq Kiran led the bank's successful launch, which will now lead Time Bank's international expansion. The digital lender is set to launch in the Philippines in October under the GoTime brand after receiving central bank approval for its digital banking license in early 2022.
All right, where's the rand at this hour?
It's at 17.06 to the dollar, at 20 rand 40 cents to the pound, and 17 rand 37 cents to the euro. Gold is at $1,714 an ounce, while platinum is at $875. And crude is at $104 a barrel. That's your business update for now. More market moving news in an hour.
Thank you, Matteo. This Eyewitness News is brought to you by Mukuru. Pay international employees from the comfort of your home. Visit mukuru.com for more. Mukuru is an authorized FSP. All right, Matapelo, you've got breaking news?
That's right, Bongani, good morning. The mayor of the Collins Chabane local municipality in Limpopo has been shot dead and his son wounded at their home in Sussex. 3 gunmen who entered his home. They demanded money from the mayor and his 18-year-old son, and when the pair refused to comply, the men opened fire. Malumeke's son was left wounded and is currently in hospital. We'll have more on this breaking story for you in our next bulletin. Former ANC President Thabo Mbeki has warned that the country could see an uprising similar to the Arab Spring, triggered by mounting discontent among South Africans. Maggie made the comments on the back of the country. While the government is aware of the brewing frustrations among citizens, the anger could lead to a repeat of last year's deadly July unrest. Maggie has also making several commitments at this year's State of the Nation address. He was speaking at the memorial service of the late ANC Deputy Secretary General Jesse Duarte in Johannesburg last night.
Comrade President Cyril Ramaphosa, when he delivered the State of the Nation address in February, that's why he said in 100 days there must be agreed a comprehensive social compact to address these matters. Nothing has happened. Nothing.
Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa has until today to indicate whether he will voluntarily testify before Parliament's Section 194 inquiry. Lawyers for advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane have written to the President's office. The President placed the advocate on suspension pending its outcome. Kgomozo Modise has more.
Lawyers for Busisiwe Mkhwebane insist the relevance of President Cyril Ramaphosa's testimony is self-evident. They've listed allegations made by the President against her report into Ramaphosa's CR17 election campaign. When Member of Parliament Bantu Olomisa suggested that Ramaphosa should testify before the inquiry, the presidency said he had not made any allegations against Mkhwebane, therefore he could not be compelled to provide evidence proving or disproving these accusations. If the president does not voluntarily testify, Mkhwebane's lawyers say he will be summoned. Kgomozo Modise, Eyewitness News.
Online applications for Grade 1 and Grade 8 pupils in Gauteng will officially open from 8 o'clock this morning. Education MEC Banyaza Lesufi will be at the Ramusa Community Hall in Mohlakeng today, where he will be assisting parents who don't have access to internet to process their applications. More than 146,000 Grade 1 pupils and over 200,000 Grade 8 learners were successfully placed in Gauteng public schools through the system last year. While giving an update on the upgraded system yesterday, Lesufi said he was confident that it will be able to handle the anticipated large number of applications.
We've got decentralized walk-ins, 48 of them across the province. Majority of them are our district offices or education centers. So if you are a parent, you don't have a cell phone, you don't have a computer, you don't have a device, our officials will assist you to apply.
Online admission applications will close at midnight on the 19th of next month, and the placement period is expected to begin in October. And in the US, a committee investigating the Capitol riots on 6 January last year has found that former President Donald Trump chose not to take any action during the insurrection. It presented damning new evidence yesterday, highlighting Trump's refusal to publicly condemn the riots. The panel argued that Trump did nothing to rein in on the mob of his supporters for almost 3 hours. It was revealed by several witnesses that he didn't place a single call to any of his law enforcement agencies to attempt to stop the riots. However, Trump, who denies any wrongdoing, has labeled the Democratic-led committee as being illegally constituted. On the weather front, Gauteng is partly cloudy today, along with isolated showers and thunder showers expected. Temps peaking at highs of around 19 and 22 degrees.
At this point in the traffic in Oakdean, we have that accident on the N12 East just after Komaro Street. There are delays on Komaro Street going north through the N12 East off-ramp going towards that incident. Driving in Spruit View, we have that accident on the N3 North before Heidelberg Road. There are delays from Leondale Road. And then if you are in Edenvale, we have a stationary vehicle on the N3 North just after Linksfield Road.
It's the breaking story this hour. The mayor of the Collins Chabane local municipality in Limpopo has been shot dead and his son wounded at their home in Saselemani village.
Do you have employees from Zimbabwe, Malawi, Lesotho, Mozambique, or any other African country and want to pay their salaries electronically? There's Mukuru for that. The Mukuru card allows you to pay all of your employees' salaries from the comfort of your home or office. Plus, pay 0 processing fees. To find out about all the great benefits the Mukuru card offers your employees, call 087-807-8327 today. Mukuru is an authorized FSP. Mukuru.
Clement Maniatella.
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
So investors want to know, according to the plan you have as the board, when is load shedding going to end?
Load shedding is not going to end anytime soon. I think let's be clear. And I think I'm on record as having said that before. Let's just come out to South Africans and be honest with them. We need to put this country on stage 2 load shedding in perpetuity until we fix our problems. Let's do that. But more importantly, bring in new generation capacity.
Board member of Eskom, Busisiwe Mavuso.
Clement Maniatella.
9 to 12 on 702.
The second PPS Retirement Summit is taking place, and they're inviting you to attend the 3-hour digital live stream event, taking a refreshing look at how to plan for the retirement you deserve. Planning for your retirement helps you prepare for financial freedom in the future. But if you don't plan properly, the results of your retirement could be disastrous. PPS is a diversified financial services provider that assists people in proper planning so that retirement can be the start of an exciting new chapter. Make sure to register for the PPS Retirement Summit, the digital live stream event. It's happening on the 28th of July 2022. I'm going to be there, and I was there last year, and I can tell you now it's worth looking at all the retirement options that are available to you. Learn from local and international speakers and find the retirement plan you deserve. The PPS Retirement Summit is in partnership with the Business Day and Financial Mail. So you can visit pps.co.za/retirement summit and register today. PPS is a licensed life insurer, controlling company, and authorized FSP.
Nuts, bolts, screws, nails, washers, wing nuts, hinges, pliers, hammers, work gloves, magnets, buckets, glue, metal rods, fasteners,
even at 120 words per minute, it would still take us over 4 hours to tell you about the 25,000 products we stock at Chamberlain's. Instead, if there's anything you can't find in our stores, we'll go out of our way to source it for you. So, for literally all your DIY needs, visit Chamberlain's for the widest range of quality products. Chamberlain's, famous for hardware since 1903.
702.
WhatsApp Bongani on 072
702 1702.
Good morning, Mungani. That big interview was frightening, to say the least. And it basically just made my mind, up.
So you're telling me I can go to the Eastern Cape on holiday, or to go to Eastern Cape to look after my ill mother, and come back and I have nowhere to live and I have to go through the court process? And what are those 400 plus parliamentarians doing there? What are we paying them to do if they're not there to fix all the loopholes within any legislation? It's a wild, wild west, wild, wild south, whatever it is.
Yo, bongos! This is scary. Bring back the red ants. We cannot be evicted from our own homes. Really? Bring back the red ants.
You know what was chilling for me? Because when we first heard of this phenomenon, right, it was happening in the CBD in Johannesburg, in areas like Hillbrow, and what Dominic Steyn said was, oh, no, that was a dress rehearsal. That's what they were doing there. That was a dress rehearsal. Now, if you're talking about what are these people doing in Parliament, well, those are the people we voted for, right? Those are the people we voted for. And I was talking earlier about Thabo Mbeki, right? Calling out Ramaphosa for not doing the things he said he would do and warning about an Arab Spring. There was that absurd moment, right, where the former president of the ANC, at a memorial service of a fallen ANC comrade, speaking to ANC members about the failure of this administration that they're a part of, and they were applauding him. It was the most absurd thing. You would think that they are not in the ANC. It's the same nonsense we're hearing now, Gwede Mantashe questioning Andre de Ruyter's qualifications and saying, is this guy the right man? We need a fixer. As if he wasn't part of cabinet decisions that decided this was our guy. You follow what I'm saying? And these are the people that we vote for. But yeah, what it really means is that at all times, there must be somebody in your home There must be somebody. If you're not there, somebody must be guarding it, protecting it, making sure, because there's a difference between somebody trespassing and somebody occupying your home, and that's that little fine line.
702.
What's the question?
What's the question is brought to you by Outsurance, and it's your chance to win 2,000 Rand in cash. SMS out to 38350 now, and you could save on your car insurance. Today's answer is 2015. 2015, what's the question? Call us if you know on 011 883 0702.
EWN Sport.
Ah, does she not look splendid, right? With her beadwork at that ceremony last night. Who am I talking about?
As they announced her last night, Desiree Elise.
Yes, that is what they said, right?
Desiree Elise.
Desiree Elise.
We're all French. Desiree Ellis is CAF Women's Coach of the Year for the third time in her career. Mamelodi Sundowns won Women's Club of the Year, and as expected, the Men's Player of the Year, Sadio Mane. Banyana take on Morocco tomorrow in the AFCON final at 10 o'clock. Midfielder Talia Smith.
Look like the way that the Moroccans are going to come and try everything that they can to distract us. I think that's not going to derail us. We are quite aware that we're going to a stadium that's going to be packed full of Moroccan fans, but I don't think it's something that we should let get inside of us.
Bafana captain Ronald Williams has left SuperSport United, a club he joined at the age of 12 to join rival Sundowns on a 5-year deal.
Mamelodi Sundowns are associated with being the champions, they're associated with lifting cups and trophies, and I'm not different. I feel I've done fairly well over the last few years at my previous club. There will always be pressure, always be challenges, but one that I'm ready for.
Proteas women lost to England by 6 wickets in the first T20. Only Wolfhard and Bosch made double digits in the 111 for 9, which England chased down with 5 overs to spare. Yes.
I'm just remembering our conversation yesterday. Just thought I'd remind you.
When I left for work this morning, I thought, Bongani's going to remind me that I had hope in the Proteas women. Here's Wolfhard, top scored with 55.
I think I'm just really clear on my game plan and trying to keep it really simple. I think I know what my strengths are and what my shots are. I think I've just been trying to stick to those. Even though it's T20 cricket, I think you can still play good cricket shots. His grounds are really nice.
Marzan Cup and Tome Sekakone missed the rest of the series. Cup returned home for family reasons. Sekakone is injured. Proteas men don't have Pepper Pie for the rest of the series due to concussion. Today's second ODI with England is at 2. At the World Athletics Champs, Lukolo Adams finished 8th in the 200 metres. Tomorrow morning, wait for Nico runs in the 400 final. At the Tour de France, Jonas Vingegaard won stage 18 to extend his yellow jersey lead to 3 minutes and 26 seconds ahead of Pogacar. South African Louis Meintjes finished in 11th. That sees him move up to 6th in the overall standings. And in golf, Oliver Becker, 5 off the pace on 4 under after the first round of the Kazoo Classic. The leader Paul Waring is on 9 under. Cindy Kaluta, Eyewitness News Sport.
Unlocking the potential of our youth represents a brighter future, not just for them, but for their communities and the entire country. In partnership with the Department of Basic Education, we have launched Phase 2 of the Anglo-American South Africa Education Program, which includes a further investment of 430 million rand to improve educational outcomes in additional schools and ECD centers in our host communities. Since the launch in 2018, we have invested more than 500 million rand, through which thousands of learners weren't just given hope, they were given the skills and opportunities they need to get jobs and participate in the digital economy. Our children deserve no less. Together, we are shaping a better future. Anglo-American.
When you receive 80,000 Rand off your Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 516, it doesn't matter if you're making the first trip on the first day of your first startup, hand delivering the last of 516 parcels after a productive week, or dropping off the squad as they take to the field for victory. You'll always deliver success with the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, now with 80,000 Rand off. So Sprinter offers online and shift your business up a gear. T's and C's apply. Subject to credit approval while stock lasts. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
702 was in conversation with Standard Bank, discussing how their money market select investment account is one of the best ways to invest your money and secure your future.
Tax-free savings account, what are they?
Yeah, so